Welcome to Memorial Cooking Innovations. I'm Tim Scallon, registered dietitian.
And I'm Manuel Marini, executive chef.
And we are here with Miss Abby Root, the teacher of the Culinary Arts class at Lufkin High School. Welcome, class. So, Miss Abby, thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Thanks for coming. We're so excited for Memorial Cooking Innovations to come and share this experience with our class.
You know, Miss Abby, you teach your class the culinary arts, and you know, Chef Manny and I teach the public culinary arts. So it's a neat opportunity for us to all learn together. Huh, class? Yes. Okay. So, Chef Manny, tell us what we're cooking today.
All right, today we want to tell the staff why we're here. We want to grab the original traditional recipe, but make it a healthier version of it.
Yeah.
And we're trying to use it as much as we can all natural.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is the purpose of this. So today we're going to do an avocado and tomato salad with fresh basil and a lemon juice and a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
Something simple, but very good for the summertime. Another one would be a nice fruit salad that you and I came up with out of nowhere. Yeah. We put ingredients together, and it was so good, and that's going to be fun, especially watching them taste it too. Well, so that's a fun part of it.
And you know, as a dietitian, one of the things that I hear people tell me is that when I adopt a healthy lifestyle, it's like I have to never eat salad dressing or sauces again because they're worthless calories. It's easy to target those calories. But what I want to suggest today is that if we make these dressings correctly, not only do they meet nutrition guidelines, not too much sodium, use the right kind of fat, but also sauces and dressings can help us to enjoy our healthy lifestyle more. And so they actually help us to keep going on our healthy lifestyle. So and I believe Miss Allie Bartlett is going to help us with this recipe. Miss Allie, come join us. Okay. So Chef Manny, tell us what we're going to do.
All right. First, I'm going to show her something real quick and easy.
Okay.
It's the old dreaded avocado.
Oh, that dreaded avocado.
But it's so good for you. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure. Let me show. I'm going to do one quick, and you'll do the rest for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right in half. Pretty simple. Twist it.
I never knew how to do this until Chef Manny taught me.
And just be careful. I just slap it a little bit, move the seed out of it, and we'll put it here on the side. Next, we'll just cut it right down the middle. And if you pick a good avocado, you're going to be able to just peel it, just like that.
Okay. You know, I remember all those times when before I had started working with Chef Manny, and I did this the hardest way you could think of. Now, is this how you've done an avocado
Yeah, my mom's taught me how.
Okay,
yeah, so
there you go.
We use a spoon to get it out.
So
but that seems easier.
It does, and then we're just going to slice it.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave you with that for right now. There's a knife. Just be careful with it. Basil. How do I cut basil? Just kind of get it all together. Roll it up real fast. I got a French knife here, and we're just going to julienne it. Okay? Just be very, very careful.
How he's the action of that knife.
Let me get that out of the way so the students can see that. Go ahead and julienne that. Tim, I'm going to squeeze real quick.
Out of the way. And you don't have to do it as fast as he does. You know,
it takes practice, though.
That's one thing I learned at home. Don't try to do it like Chef Manny. Just take your time and watch your fingers. Good.
Now I got a nice onion here. Now, this is what Tim is talking about. Just like you see it on TV, right?
Yeah, don't try this.
Don't try this, okay? But it takes time to do so. If you don't mind, you can finish the rest of that. We're going to open this up, mix it in together. Now we're going to do the tomato. You can do it with the little knife, okay? A nice paring knife. We're going to cut the tomato, cut the core right here at an angle, and then we're just going to quarter the tomatoes, okay? We're just going to go around like that. And we'll just start. You can finish that one. Wow.
Good.
Okay, now we're just going to squeeze the lemon if you don't mind doing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this.
Like that?
There you go, yeah. So a little olive oil. So this dressing basically is a lemon vinaigrette.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you would say, Chef Manny?
A nice lemon
vinaigrette.
Definitely.
You know, vinaigrette, it's a French term, and traditionally it would be oil and vinegar. In this case, the acid that we're using that replaces the vinegar is the lemon juice.
We're going to add a little bit of salt.
Okay.
We're going to add a little bit of black pepper.
Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper.
pinch of pepper, and then we're going to go ahead and toss this up. And then we're going to refrigerate, okay?
And
we're going to mix it really good.
And Chef Manny, that's a good point to make. This is something that you've taught us over and over on the cooking show and also just us working together, is notice he used a pinch of salt. Salt is a very powerful flavor, and so if you use too much, it's all you taste. And so one of the things that you've taught us to do is to season so that you taste the full range of the dressing, and then you're getting all the flavors.
Well, the pinch of salt came from you, the dietitian, of course. We got to cut our salt.
Yeah.
But by doing that, we have to season it with fresh herbs.
Yeah.
Gives it more flavor. Yeah. And you have to be able to enjoy everything that you put in there. Don't overpower it with salt or don't overpower it with lemon. Make sure that every bite you have, taste that basil, taste that pinch of salt, taste that onion, the tomatoes, and all that stuff that goes in there. Now we're going to let this rest for a few minutes, and we're done with that salad.
Okay.
Now we're going to do the fruited citrus salad dressing. How's that?
Okay, and I want to ask Allie Massengale to come help us. Allie, come join us for just a minute. So tell us about this citrus fruited dressing.
Okay, this is that time that you and I came up with what are we going to do this month.
Come on up here, Allie.
Try to introduce fresh fruit into a salad and good flavors.
Yeah.
So we came up with, and let me tell you, class, we took a bunch of stuff out and we just started playing with it, and we came up with the most wonderful salad because you can taste all the flavors to it. Mm-hmm. And basically it's going to have some grapes, it's going to have some oranges, some cranberry, some apple. So I got it right over here, and I've got Ashley to help me out with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab these grapes and we're going to cut them in quarter, okay? Just be very careful, and we're going to go ahead and throw them in here, okay? We're just going to grab a few. Here's some of that.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and cut that off.
Go ahead and quarter some grapes for us, Allie. In this salad, you've got you have a lot more ingredients, and actually this is actually the dressing with all the ingredients, and so we're going to put this complex dressing on a very simple salad. So you want to just serve this like on a lettuce wedge?
On a lettuce wedge or a nice tossed salad, whatever you have available at home. So, but we're going to do a lettuce wedge this time because it's so good.
But as opposed to putting it on a salad with a lot of different ingredients, like this might go better on just a lettuce wedge rather than like a spring mixed greens. Would you agree with that?
I agree with you.
Because all your ingredients and your variety are in the dressing.
The orange. We're going to go ahead and peel the orange. Just like Tim was talking about, make sure that the side is flat so it doesn't roll over. And then we're just going to twist kind of guide yourself with the white. And then you just guide yourself like that.
You know, you hang around this guy long enough and you really get a lot better at cooking. I was fixing something for my daughter Claire, and she said, "Dad, you're really getting a lot better at your cooking."
Now, have you ever went to the store and you wonder, how do they peel those oranges one segment at a time? The way they grab it is just like this. So what you're going to do is you grab your little paring knife, and you're going to go at an angle, each one. You see that?
So you're actually getting in between the segments there.
Exactly. So that'll be yours. Just be very careful, okay?
Okay, and so in foods, one of the things that we all know to appreciate is flavor. You know, it's one of the things that we think it's like the only thing we appreciate. But Allie, what would be some other things that you would appreciate in food besides flavor? What other characteristics in food?
The smell.
Aroma. That's exactly right. So did you ever notice like the aroma of coffee, strong coffee in the morning? It's a pleasing aroma, okay? All right, what would be another characteristic?
The way it looks.
Appearance. You know,
she's good.
Yeah. You know, we say we eat with our eyes in food service. You know, appearance. Okay. What else?
Not sure.
Okay, class. Okay.
Texture.
Textures.
How it feels in your mouth.
That's exactly right. Pasta. You know, pasta textures. You want it to be an al dente, firm to the bite, and then the different pastas, although they're all made of the same thing, the shapes create a different mouthfeel. So texture. In this salad, you're really celebrating textures. And so we learn, when in the culinary arts, we learn to appreciate more than just flavor. and we start playing with those different
Beautiful.
characteristics.
Now we're just going to dice a little bit of the apples. I'm going to put that right there.
Now this is
Again.
what I want to see how you're going to do.
We're just going to start it off slowly. Once we have a flat side, then we just continue. Okay?
Okay.
So not only are we want you to enjoy cooking, but have fun with it at the same time. So if we can we're just going to go ahead and dice it up like that, okay? In small chunks. And we're going to throw it in there. This is thyme.
Okay.
Not Tim's time, but our time.
Yeah. Well, and these fresh herbs, it's like Chef Manny said earlier,
Beautiful.
they bring so much flavor to a dish.
Now,
And
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go julienne this real fast.
there you go. And that flavor is what we're after in order to balance with the oil.
Now here's thyme. If I was making a sauce, I'd throw it all in there because I could always get it out. But
Yeah.
right now we're just going to go ahead and just take some of these leaves off.
These stems are real tough. Now, you
Don't
know,
mind doing that.
the basil that's growing in my herb garden right now is real tender. And so, you've shown me how to do this, but I can actually, because it's so tender, I can just dice it, just like you did that basil, and it's not little sticks. They're tender shoots.
Perfect. You know what? The oregano.
Oregano? Yep.
Beautiful. We just need a couple of sprigs of oregano, and we'll do the same thing with the oregano. Nice fresh herbs, and this is where we're using a lot
pull the
of
leaves off.
natural herbs to flavor the salad.
Allie, you're doing really well on this.
There you go, Tim. You can save that.
I love the way this smells. Aroma.
The aroma. Now we're going to add a pinch of salt.
Okay. But where's the salad dressing part come in? I want to see the salad.
And
This
then
is
we're
still
gonna
a
add-
fruit salad.
It is, but here's the fun part of it. Now we're going to cut a lemon.
Okay.
You cut that in half.
Okay. In a dressing, this is the acid.
Go ahead and squeeze the lemon in there, both sides too. And then I got a little bit of olive oil, Tim.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now that we got this, we're going to toss this around.
Okay. You're doing pretty good.
And then olive oil. I got some olive oil
Okay.
here.
Now we're
just gonna
starting
squirt
to
a little
look
olive
like
oil.
a dressing.
But we don't want too much olive oil.
Yeah.
We just want a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
And then again, this is a nice salad. Wait till we try it later on with all the fresh herbs. And then we'll let it rest a little bit. And last but not least, a little green onion.
Green onion. Yep. Yep.
And the little green onion, I'm going to chop it up real fast.
Just move this out of the way.
We're going to just sprinkle it right there.
All right.
And then we're going to let it sit aside, and we're just going to let it, get all the flavors combined together.
Okay.
Okay.
Allie, you did really good, except that you're going to have to quit talking so much, okay?
Okay, I'll try to.
All right. Hey, thank you for helping us.
Thank you. Now it's time for the chimichurri.
Okay, so we're going to start the sauces now. All
Now
right.
we're going to start sauces, and this
Yeah.
is going to be a typical South American. You see it in Houston when you go to Fuego de Chao and you need, churrascaria. It's traditionally, and it's all nothing but fresh ingredients.
Because, when you first told me chimichurri sauce, I didn't know what that was. So let's get Sedvion to help us. Sedvion?
Perfect.
Okay, so tell us what we're going to do.
Okay, if you don't mind, pass me the herb. All of them.
All of the herbs?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to put them right here. Because this
All right.
one is, basically, what we're going to do, Sedvion, is we're going to pick through some of this without the stems. We're just going to pick through the basil, okay, if you don't mind. We're going to pick through this basil here.
So you want to just pick the leaves off?
Yeah, just pick the
Okay.
list, because we're going
All
to
right.
actually
I'll
use a
help.
food processor on this part of it. All right, we're just going to do something like that.
Okay, now Chef Manny, you just want this in the
If
food
you don't mind.
processor? Okay.
Yeah, let's throw that. Samuel, go ahead and put all that stuff in there. The
Okay.
fun part comes next.
Yeah.
All right, we got a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
We got a little bit of red wine vinegar.
Okay.
We're going to add a little bit of garlic. If you don't mind, Samuel, put about a couple of teaspoons of fresh garlic.
Okay, that's a good one. A lot of flavor in this sauce.
Perfect.
That's
That's
good.
good enough for
That's
right
good.
now. And then we're going to add a couple of pinches of that crushed red pepper.
All right, how much of this red wine vinegar, Chef Manny?
Well, let's put about a half a cup
Half a cup? Okay.
so it'll mix well.
That look good?
How do you know it's a half a cup, Tim?
Well, I'm doing what Chef
you're
Manny
guessing that.
always does.
After so many years, you kind of figure out what's what.
Well, and you know, that's actually
Beautiful.
a very good point.
Now we're going to add some olive oil. Do about the same amount of olive oil.
And when you're learning at home, the best thing to do is measure everything. But after you measure for a period, you know,
We're
a
going to
few
put it here
times,
because we might have to add a
you
little
know,
bit more.
you'll start a saute with a tablespoon of olive oil. Well, you know, after a while, you don't have to measure that tablespoon. Just put the squirt that looks like the size of a tablespoon in the pan. And I've learned that from Chef Manny.
The only thing is you do really got to measure your salt.
That's right.
Important.
That's
Kevin,
right.
you want to put the lid on there? And
Yep. All right, now this is the important part, said Vion. Only certain people get to do this. Press that button. He does that well, doesn't he? Way to go, man. Let's try that. Let's try that.
Okay, open it up a little bit. Go ahead and...
A little more oil?
Yeah, you can actually close it up, Tim, and take that top off.
Oh, you want me to do it this way?
Yeah. And
We're getting sophisticated here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and press the button as you're pouring.
Okay.
I think we got it.
I think he's ready. Okay.
I think it's ready. Now, if you don't mind, Tim, down there's a teaspoon. We want to taste it, too.
Oh, okay.
Because we're going to add a pinch of salt and pepper to it.
Okay, this is another important tip in cooking is, and again, new cooks are reluctant to do this, but you have to taste. Now, you want a pinch of salt first?
No, taste it first.
Okay. Here, you hold this. You're not a baby anymore, man. What do you think? It's good?
Not bad. A little pinch of salt.
A little pinch of salt.
A little pepper.
Pinch of
Got him
salt.
to smile, Tim.
Okay, so
Beautiful. We're going to put that to the side because I have a surprise. I did a nice grilled flank steak, and we're going to marinate it with the chimichurri.
okay, and that's what I was going to ask you. I'm glad you said that. So we could use this as a marinade for grilled meats. It's strong flavor, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
So it pairs well with the strong flavor of grilled meats.
Well, thank you.
Good. Hey, thanks, Ed Vion.
right.
Appreciate it.
So, Tim, we got the chimichurri. We're going to let it sit again. We got the meat in the oven. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Now it's time for pasta pomodoro.
Ooh, pasta pomodoro.
Pasta pomodoro.
Okay, for those who don't know, pomodoro is Italian for tomato. So this is a traditional tomato sauce.
It's actually a basic tomato sauce that goes well with anything that you want to add to. And today we're going to do a rotini
Okay.
tossed in with the pomodoro sauce. So that's going to be awesome.
So we want to get Kaylin to come help us
Kaylin.
with this. Kaylin, come on up.
Kaylin.
Okay, Kaylin. All right. Okay, so so
Nice
tell.
hair, huh, Tim?
I like it. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so tell.
Don't be nervous.
Okay.
Though. I'm trying to get you there.
You obviously are going to want some tomato with
Tomatoes,
this.
yes.
Okay.
What we want to do, you saw your other friends over there. We're going to cut it in half. We're going to core the middle, and then we're just going to dice it, okay? Something simple, easy.
See how you
Basic
set it?
ingredient on this sauce is a little bit of olive oil, fresh basil, tomatoes, a little bit of onions. We're going to toss that together and season it up, and then we'll throw in the pasta. What we're going to do is just slice it like that, and then we're going to come back and dice it. It doesn't have to be small dice. It can be nice chunks because that's the whole idea of this the pasta we're making, the sauce.
And so in this one, sometimes when you're cooking, you want everything to be the same size, and you work hard. Like let's say you're cutting carrots for a stew, you want them the same size because they cook the same.
But also you want to, if
They're
you're going
all-
to eat it, you're going to enjoy it, you want to make sure it fits in your spoon too. You
Yes.
don't want a big old chunk.
Yeah, and if you cut one big and one little in a stew, the little one gets done before the big one. In this, it doesn't matter as much because you're going to throw all this together. It doesn't
All the
have to be all the
ingredients.
same.
Well, we're going to cook off the tomatoes, so the tomatoes is going to be basic sauce. So.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, of course, julienne means little strips of something. And what Chef Manny showed me is gathering these leaves together, and then you roll them up like a cigar. You didn't know that I still remembered this, did you? I was just
No.
doing this the other day. And then you cut it like that. And so what you end up with, I'll let you do that. Just keep it rolled up like a cigar. Watch your fingers. But what you end up with are these neat little strips. And it's just an easy way to do that. Okay, Chef Manny, so
All
what's
right,
next?
so this is going to be hot. So we're going to add the olive oil, a little bit of olive oil. When you're doing this at home, always use the back of your knife to get it, and be careful, because it is going to sear. This is a fun part of it.
You know, this is a technique that we do over and over on Memorial Cooking Innovations, and it's known by chefs as sweating the onions. And sweating the onions just means cooking them until they're soft and you start smelling
The
them.
flavor of the onion.
The heat is
We got that,
releasing
right?
the flavor in those onions.
So we're gonna grab your tomato.
Let me get this a little closer for you.
Thank you, Tim. Let me get that real quick. We're gonna just shove the tomatoes here.
Ooh, that basil smells good. Can you smell it?
All right, we're gonna say that because now we're gonna sweat the onions and the tomato. And this is the fun part of it. To be able to do that.
Awesome.
Every time I go somewhere, they always say, "How come it ends up in my whole stove and everything like that?" Takes a little bit of experience. We're just gonna go like this.
I don't do this at home.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Okay, now
I tried it one time when we first started working with Chef Manny. I tried it at home. I never did it again. My stove was never the same.
Now you're gonna start smelling the basil, and that's where my two favorite smells is basil and garlic together. Now a lot of recipe calls for, and this is where Tim and I get together. Is a lot of recipe says add the oil, add the garlic, and then add all the ingredients. I like the flavor of garlic. I do like the roasted garlic, but you have to be careful with garlic because it will burn quick or give you that bitter taste.
The longer you cook garlic, the stronger the flavor. And so, see, Chef Manny, you like a mild garlic
I
flavor.
like a mild.
Otherwise, it's going to overpower, and you're just going to taste garlic. Now, some people
I got a little bit
like
here.
that. But if you're trying to balance your flavors so that you taste everything, add your garlic a little later, and it won't be so overpowering.
Okay, so
You
now
don't
that
want to
we
go
got
out
that,
on your date and have garlic breath,
Oh,
right?
no.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be good.
add a pinch of pepper,
Okay.
and we're gonna add a pinch of salt.
Now, a variation on this sauce is you use a lot more tomato, and they call it it's a light, and you cook it down more.
Reduction.
Yes.
You're reducing it.
Yeah.
Because the tomatoes cook and it has liquid in there,
Yeah.
now what we did is we cooked our pasta al dente, which means to the bite.
Okay.
Now we're gonna add our pasta, and we're just gonna toss the pasta together.
That looks
that look good?
Yeah, it looks really good.
We're gonna just do that. And then now we're gonna add a little bit of Parmesan cheese, fresh grated Parmesan.
This is a healthy dish. This is on your healthy lifestyle. So this sauce, just the way it is a healthy thing to eat.
I'm gonna put it right here. How's that, Tim?
All right.
Let me see. I have my tongs right here.
Notice how he doesn't leave that pasta in there too long. He had cooked it al dente, cooled it down, and then he's just reheated it so that it's just right. You leave it in that pan too long, it'll get soft and mushy. Nobody likes overcooked pasta.
No, it's all gooey
Beautiful.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing how easy it is.
I know.
Just like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Finish it off,
Yeah.
and we're done. That was easy though,
Yeah,
right? You can
that's
do that
easy.
at home. And let's do the Alfredo.
Another classic sauce.
Another classic sauce, but a healthier version of it.
Okay, yes,
And
that's
this is
right.
where, when we all go to the restaurants, it's got an Alfredo sauce or a white cream or a pepper cream sauce. And then a lot of times you get asked, how is it made? How you do this? So that's what we're going to teach everybody.
Okay. Well, so let's get Kevin to help us
Kevin,
with this. Kevin,
perfect.
come join us. There he is. Come on up here, Kevin.
Kevin.
All right.
Alfredo. You like Alfredo sauce? Goes good. It goes good. So this is where you're going to come in with the Alfredo. It doesn't take much to get it done, but there's a trick to it. I got the pan going. So what we're going to do is you have a choice. We're going to get some roasted black pepper, okay? Now, don't roast the pepper and then all of a sudden walk off because it'll start making you sneeze and choke a lot. So we just want to kind of roast the pepper a little bit, okay?
In fact, you could save that pretty much for dry roasting anything. Like sometimes you dry roast seeds.
Go ahead and open that one up.
Like sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and
Don't
pour.
go off and leave them in a dry skillet.
There you go. Keep pouring. We got to make enough Alfredo for all of us.
Now, Kevin, if you're ordering in a restaurant
pouring.
fettuccine Alfredo, this dish
There you go.
is not on our healthy lifestyle. It is high in fat. It clogs your blood vessels. But hold this up so they can see it. Okay, look right there. Notice how this is a fat-free version of half and half. It's a fat-free half and half. And so this is how we're changing this. There's the bell.
There's the bell, but guess what?
I
They're
guess
with us.
we're going to run a little over, class. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We're making them
Okay.
hungry. That's what it is,
That's
Tim.
it. Yeah. Okay. So the biggest change in this recipe to make it from a artery clogging fat sauce to a healthy one is fat-free half and half, and you can't taste the difference. That's what's so good about it. You'll see that
it's
in a minute.
healthier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So
Chef
now we're
Manny?
just going to let it reduce a little bit, okay? I'm going to turn the flame up a little bit higher so it'll start reducing. Then we're going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese, which I got it here.
Okay. And
that's going to help thicken it up.
Okay.
Because it is a low fat, so it's
Yeah.
kind of thinned out. So
Yeah.
we want to thicken it up a little. As y'all can see on the mirror that it is boiling up. We want to kind of reduce it maybe 1/3 or
Okay.
2/3 of the reduction, and then we're going to add a little Parmesan. Remember, when you add Parmesan, it'll thicken up real fast.
So technically, when you're reducing a sauce, you're boiling out the liquid from it, reducing the volume. That's why they say it's a
And
reduction.
go ahead and start adding the Parmesan
And
cheese.
see how he's being careful? He's not leaving that on that hot burner because you have a reason why you're...
It's going to overflow, yeah. Keep going. Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Parmesan is always good. But and one thing that we did not add to this is salt.
Yeah,
We
okay.
just add pepper.
Okay.
Why? Because the Parmesan cheese has sodium in it.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're just going to kind of bring it down a little bit. We're just going to let it reduce a little bit, and then we're going to taste it.
Here, I'll take that.
My favorite pasta, traditionally, it's always done with fettuccine. Every time you go, fettuccine this, fettuccine this. I love linguine pasta. So we're going to go ahead and toss our pasta in there.
And
Again, al dente.
And you know how we were talking about on the salad dressings, you pair the dressing with the salad? Well, this is true about pasta and sauces. This sauce is a heavy sauce. It's a rich sauce. And so you wouldn't put this on something like angel hair, a light pasta. You want to put it on a pasta that's got something to it, a manly pasta, like a fettuccine or a linguine.
Your question to the egg.
Yeah.
Here's the egg. The final thing is the egg.
So you're going to put the
So I'm gonna
egg
pull it
in
to the side.
after.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
So
surprised to see
I'm
you
gonna
did
pull this
way.
to the side, okay?
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is, let me get my other bowl here.
Are you surprised at this? Me too. He had that surprised look on his face. Okay, so you're just keeping
I'm just gonna
the
do the
yolk.
egg yolk. Now, the trick to the egg yolk is once you get your pasta out, okay? Once you get your pasta out, you're gonna add the egg yolk. But if you don't stir it fast enough, you're gonna have some scrambled egg. So, we're just gonna mix it really good, just like that.
Gives it a real pretty color.
And you're cooking the egg at the same time, but you're also helping thicken the sauce, okay?
So you're using that egg yolk to thicken the sauce. Oh,
That ain't no
We're gonna
fire
be
alarm,
late.
is it, Tim?
I think that's the late bell, huh? Okay, we're back in
Perfect.
school, man.
We're back in school.
All right. He was always the tardy one.
I was.
I
huh?
was always there, right on time.
Now we got our plate here.
Okay.
Something simple, and this is going to be so good.
I don't think Kevin's going to like this.
No, I don't think so. He's looking at it like it's all mine. You see him?
That's
It's
beautiful.
all mine. I got plenty of sauce because I want everybody to taste the sauce
Yeah,
Kevin made.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Kevin, what you think about that? You can do that at home, can't you, Kevin?
Yeah.
Just
Something
remember that
so
egg
simple.
yolk. The important part there is you got to keep stirring when that egg yolk's in a hot sauce.
All right, and then
Okay.
we're done. That was
Okay.
easy. Now we
All
got
right.
some pasta, everything ready to go.
I think we did pretty good today, class. What do y'all think?
We're ready to eat, aren't we?
Okay, all right. Well, we want to thank the city of Lufkin. We want to thank Brookshire Brothers. We'd like to thank Sodexo, who brings us Chef Manuel Marini. We'd also like to thank the Lufkin High School and Miss Abby Root, teacher, for inviting us into your class today. Thank you, Miss Abby. And also, especially, we want to thank you, our viewers, because of you, Memorial Cooking Innovations is changing the world one bite at a time. Okay,
Dig
y'all,
in.
let's eat.